You're listening to Binging the Devil's Fruit, a One Piece manga read-through podcast where sometimes during the binge, we take a break, kick back, and put on a movie or TV special. And sometimes we even bring along friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Binging the Devil's Fruit. This is another special episode between the manga for episode 84. I'm your host, John Mukiwara Jam, joined as always by my co-host, Chad Peanut.
Hey!
And once again, for I think the fourth time, I don't remember now, by Prince Luffy.
I think it's the third.
Okay, yeah, because we've had various different guests on for these, and some movies we haven't had guests, and yeah, I think it's there's a pattern I'm noticing where all the bad ones don't have a guest on them. Me and Austen just suffer the bad ones alone. So like the last movie we did movie 7, which wasn't awful, but it had a lot of weird stuff with it. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking forward more to this one. So we're doing the fourth television special, and it's the Detective Memoirs of Boss Luffy. I don't know what the official title is because it was never localized to the States.
Well,
oh no!
Close enough.
But apparently this special was so beloved that the anime did sequel episodes to it as filler episodes, and those got localized, which is very, very strange.
Truly.
Huh. So maybe if you guys are all interested, maybe in a future episode if you like how what we had to say about this one, maybe we'll do like a mega episode of like the 3-4 extra ones. I think it's 3 extra ones they did at this one. So yeah, basically it's just it's a television special for the end of the year. I think that's what was different. They used to do television specials at the end of the year. Now they just do them whenever they want, if they do them anymore. I think the last one they did was literally last year. And that was like the first one in like years. But this one is an alternate universe take where the world of One Piece is in feudal Japan and Luffy is a detective. And the other characters of the story fill different roles in the story. And the only reason we're not doing the whole series, as it were, together is because characters that have been introduced in the manga after where we are show up there, so we'll wait until we get to that point. It won't be all that long, though. But I think I've rambled on long enough. You guys want to get into it?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you in the review. But first, Austen, where can they watch along with us?
On our Patreon.
Patreon.com/superbonusround, where you get access to not only episodes a week before they're supposed to go out, but a commentary track where you can play it along with us. And I think this may be, if not one of the last times where I ain't going to tell you where to find this, because fuck if I know. And but if you can find it, you can watch along with us. So why don't we see you guys after that?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was a TV special for the historical memoirs of Boss Luffy. And that was still really fun. I really enjoyed that just as much as I did the first time I watched it.
Oh, yeah, it was a fun special.
So far out of the 4, I think it's the one I like the most.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if that might change, because there are some later ones that happened after I got into One Piece that are really spectacular. But so far, I think this is my favorite. What about you guys?
Yeah, I can barely remember what the other New Year specials were like, which oh wait, there was that stage one they did, right?
Yeah, I like the stage play one, and the other two were like
forgettable.
Oh, except for the one where they had like with the hypnotizing music, where and there was a map on the little girl's back. That one was awful. But anyway,
I forgot about that.
Let's not dwell on the old ones real quick. So let's talk about the one we just watched, the one that was infinitely better than the ones I just mentioned in passing. So Austen, you guys can take turns summarizing what we just watched.
You're allowed to join in summary. Go ahead, Austin.
Okay, I can.
Austin?
Okay, let's see. It takes place in future Japan, I believe.
19th century.
It takes place
19th century. Okay.
In Grand Japan. As it
Grand Japan. Okay.
Yeah,
it's like an alternate universe take where Buggy and the Clown Clan and they're all dressed up as Kabuki clowns.
Kabuki
clowns. Yeah, I'm culturally inept. This was well established, you guys.
I don't think culturally inept is the right description, but continue.
Yeah.
So, he's forcing this guy to give him all his money, as well as control of full town, and we see Tony Chopper just as witnessing this, and in a restaurant called the Pinwheel, which is owned and operated by both Sanji and Nami, Luffy is just gulping down food, and Nami, she's called her Nami for some reason. And here I don't know
why. That's the honorific for somebody that owns a restaurant.
No, it's literally just for women. Onami is what you would call women in feudal Japan. Putting the O in front of things is kind of like a san or a sama. But it's used only for women. It's just respectful language of that era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the restaurant's called the Pinwheel, where Sanji's also the cook, and Onami is complaining how Luffy never pays for the food he eats. And it's also revealed that he's actually the chief police, which was... I could never see Luffy being a policeman.
Well, unfortunately, ACAD now includes Luffy, at least in this world. And
let's see. But Luffy reveals he put out a ton of money after a bust. And at first, Sanji and Onami are happy about all the money paying off his tab until Luffy reveals that he arrested the guys because they were counterfeiters. And that's when they put two and two together. And we also get some cringy scene of... At first, it seems like Sanji's charms is working on Onami until two women show up and Sanji offers them free food. Ooh. And that's when Usopp, Luffy's partner, rushes in saying the clown family is terrorizing the town. And I hear Jingly Bell. Hey there, buddy boy. You can't make up your mind whether or not you want to join for this podcast or not. You're so fickle.
Oh, I see.
Huh?
Okay, so, he's not technically a police chief. What they called him was an Okapipiki, which is a special type of undercover special police that were used specifically during the Edo period.
Okay, so this is Edo instead of feudal.
Okay.
And
yeah, I figured it'd be that far back.
Wasn't Like a Dragon Ishin take place in the Edo period?
I think so, because I remember right after the feudal era is when guns were brought in or invented, and then that was another era entirely. Yeah, they got the same
flintlock style guns as well.
Yeah, because I think there were still guns. There definitely were guns in Like a Dragon Ishin, but I remember seeing like a pistol or two in this special. Can't rightly recall. There was a lot of this special moved very fast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty fast moving, and so they rush over, and that's where Buggy intimidates the entire town as they just intimidate through fear and bullying, to which no one's afraid to call him out for his crime.
Yeah, it's so their spirits are so broken they won't even admit to the fact that they're being abused, even as they're tied up and having their money taken from them.
But Chopper is the one who speaks up, which gives Luffy all the proof he needs to take down Buggy and the Clown family. And he just, with one sweeping kick, he kicks everyone but Buggy out, appearing he's a rubber man.
Don't forget, too, that Luffy's grand entrance was because Nami kicked him out of the restaurant so hard. He could have blasted off again like Team Rocket did. But the funniest part about it to me was that Usopp, this has happened so many times that Usopp was able to perfectly measure exactly when and where Luffy would land.
Yeah, he just fell into he just cratered into the ground like Wile E. Coyote in his silhouette.
Yeah, so that this means that either Usopp is like a math savant, or this has happened so many times he's able to measure the trajectory of the kicks and timing of his landing.
My guess is that it's happened so many times.
Yes, that is my guess.
Especially if he's chronically not paying his bills.
Well, I mean, he is, but he's paying them in counterfeit.
Yeah,
this will become a theme as we'll bring
Well,
up.
he said he had a tab, so yeah, that he tried to then pay off counterfeit money.
Yeah, and it openly admitted as much.
And I remember Buggy did get away, and we cut to Nami just praying for God and for money. And what I did like is it was a heel turn about how furious she was about how she rarely gets any paying customers these days, especially with Luffy eating everything. But once he's finished her angry prayer, she just does a heel turn saying, I feel a lot better now. And Luffy, I remember you complaining about this one. And about how Nami becomes the damsel in distress.
At that moment is when Buggy and crew roll up on Nami and kidnap her, and once again she has been reduced to, the damsel in distress. They send a letter to I guess the Straw Hats. I couldn't remember if Usopp brought it over or if it was just
well, someone shot Usopp with an arrow, and the arrow had a note on it.
With the give us, meet us for a battle. It's like a challenge letter, or Nami gets it, essentially.
Yeah. So, they meet it down by the river, and Usopp just gets immediately knocked out by Buggy in one hit.
It wasn't by Buggy.
It was not by Buggy. Right. It was one of the two hired masked hitmen that he hired. I originally thought this, because this was so early in the series' lifetime, that this was going to be Sham and Butchie, but I was wildly wrong. It's Hachi, one of Arlong's men, and Gadatsu, one of the four priests of Eneru.
AKA Skypea, if you follow some of the English versions.
Right.
Yeah, he's one of Eneru's men, which I would have liked to have seen Eneru in this. That would have been fun, but considering his power, he would have been too OP.
Yeah, I think that it would have, for a 46 minute special, I do not think that a fight with Eneru would have.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the sequels feature some of the other goofier villains that are introduced later. So yeah, the more serious threats, they won't show up.
Yeah, Hachi tries to take on Luffy, but I was a little confused about this scene. Luffy had knives or something.
I think he had his Jite weapon, and he just used that to pierce through Hachi's many swords, which were
oh yeah, it was a combination of that and the gum Gatling thing.
Yeah, he took him out in this is largely played up for comedy, so it's not at all serious at all. If you're looking for a really well choreographed fight, this special's the wrong place for it. This is largely just an end of the year comedy special.
Yeah, it was a Jite, just a little handheld weapon. He created an image of having 10 of them to overpower the fact that Hachi uses 8, I believe, swords. I mean, it would make sense. Yeah. His name is Hachi. But
don't forget too that for those that don't know, that the Jite, that's Smoker's weapon, but Luffy has a handheld, smaller version of it.
Yeah. Which I believe were fairly common of the era.
Yep.
So.
And right.
That's when Gadatsu mistakenly lays Usopp out. Just fucking lays him. Jet punch right to the face. Usopp dead. Usopp down.
Well, which is funny about that, because if you all remember about Gadatsu is probably the dumbest character in the entire series, because he didn't even intend to knock out Usopp. He fully intended on knocking Luffy out. But Gadatsu not only is completely incapable of crossing his arms, he has a tendency to roll his eyes in the back of his head and forget to breathe and forget to talk out loud.
And
he'll like monologue to his enemy in his head.
And that particular skill can only be used one time per arm. So when he tries to then punch Luffy, he uses the same arm. So nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't remember the rules of the jet dials, because as I know with like the impact dial, it's a kinetic. It stores kinetic energy, so that is what. So if he used that, it's probably why it didn't work. That might be what it is. It might be a combination of the jet dial and that. It's like, well, you can't use an impact dial again if you haven't stored anything in it.
Well, it also because he had one attached to each limb, like one to each arm, and it's also with the jet dials, with Wiper in particular, they show that if you keep using the same limb too much, it fucking toasts it. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah, they have like a finite storage of energy, because like these are just like technologically advanced seashells.
Oh no, I meant it also could toast the arm if you're not careful, because there is blowback. There's like. Yeah, especially with the rejectiles, which I don't know if he carried on. Like that's the one that Wiper carried, the rejectile. That's the one that's the untested stronger one that will like literally shatter your limb if you use it. Yeah, it's like some Deku bullshit.
And Sanji manages to sneak up on the guy who's holding Onami captor, and he easily beats him up with his legs. But Buggy splits his body in half, revealing that he's ate the chop food, of course, because if you know One Piece, you should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
And he gets out his knives, knowing that Luffy, his weakness is blades, to which Luffy even says, and Onami and Sanji just angrily says, "Don't tell him I'm your weakness, idiot."
And they deride him for admitting that.
And right before he can attack Luffy, they recycle that at the spit from where Sanji just kicks Buggy in the balls.
Yep.
His detached legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is like, I mean, he can control his legs, but he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Same thing happened in the anime, same thing happened in the manga, and it's happening here again.
Yep.
So, Luffy sends him flying, and we hear him just shouting his name as he echoes throughout.
Yeah, so there's like Team Rocket's blasting off. He just says it, and I don't even know if it's even echoing. I think he's like still, he's just saying his name over and over again, so it's dramatic.
And let's see.
I think that was the end of part 1.
That was the end of part 1.
Oh yeah, it was the end of part 1.
They show us the to be continued thing, but that was just for a commercial break.
And now it was night, and we see Vivi is running away from members of the clown family who are planning on taking her hostage. Only to be rescued by Aishoro, who's a Buddhist monk, apparently.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his swords on him right now, anyway.
Well, he was repeatedly called a monk.
Yeah, the Buggy family members. I was about to say pirates. I'm like, I remember this is an AU. Repeatedly called him one, and so he's just wielding a stick. And the only reason he's there is because he was in a rowboat sleeping.
I mean,
he just happened to be sleeping there.
I mean, to note, he a lot of monks carry staffs, and he also did have like the Shinto or Buddhist like prayer beads around his neck. Didn't have the haircut though.
No, you can't change the character design that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when Luffy and Usopp arrive, the clown family just run away as they shouldn't come.
No, they did not do that.
But so anyway, Vivi passes out, and Luffy at first Usopp thinks that Shaw was the one who hurt Vivi, but Luffy points out the wound came from a katana, while he only has a staff.
before we move on, because I'm still harping on this, the meme goes piss, cry, shit, and come. You only did the last 2 parts.
Oh.
Yeah, there's more to it than that. Like, because the meme goes, you're going to cry, piss your pants, you're going to shit and come. You got to do the whole thing or it doesn't make any sense.
Sorry. So
that's going to, like, I'm sure Luffy was bothered by it because it was weird. I'm bothered by it because you said it wrong.
I didn't know what meme it was referring to, so I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so it's from this one meme. I first saw it with like someone put like an old picture of like the hedgehog in a tweet. It's like, oh, what's the matter, baby? You gonna cry? You gonna piss your pants? You gonna shit and come?
No, now that you say that, now it is making sense to me. I have in
yeah,
fact
exactly.
seen the full meme. I thought that part of me just went, oh, it's Austen, so.
No, it's from something. He just referenced it wrong. Let's move along, please.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about shitting and coming to better. So
yeah, well, you started it.
She's suited by a Chopper who immediately brushes off a compliment by calling her an asshole. That part I'll never get told. So she gets a job as a waitress at the Pinwheel, and Shanti's over the moon about it because of how beautiful Fifi looks. But just one problem though, she can't keep a balance. And when she serves and drinks food. Like, she even spills hot tea all over Luffy and Chopper. And when she starts to serve some fish, first it seems like she's got the hang of it. But the fish head starts moving its mouth and she freaks out and tosses it up in the air.
And it ribbits.
Yeah, it ribbits for some reason. That really frustrated me. That felt like a mixed up acid or something. It just did. I couldn't follow that joke.
I think I saw some dishes where fishes serve like that, and the mouth moves a little bit.
But they don't
ribbit. No, they don't ribbit.
I'm like, where did you go to eat if you saw that?
Yeah, typically the fish does not continue to move or anything after you chop its head off.
Yeah, I even said this in the commentary. The only thing that even comes close to that sort of thing happening is like if you douse like octopus in like soy sauce and stuff like that, like the sodium in the sauce will make like the limbs of the tentacles retract automatically, making you think it's alive. But no, it's just the nerve endings reacting to the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. So anyway. The Pinwheel starts attracting a lot of customers, all of them guys who just want to oogle at Vivi. While Nami's happy about the influx of customers, Sanji's pissed off at because apparently he's the only one who's allowed to oogle at Vivi. So he starts beating up the customers.
Which I don't like because Vivi is 16.
Oh God!
Assuming that they're keeping the same ages as they are in the manga, but because they haven't explicitly said, I know where my brain defaults to, and I'm like, no, gross.
I mean, it's gross anyway because it's possessive of a woman that's not in any way, shape, or form in a relationship with you, and you've just kind of decided that you're the only person who can be pervy about her. Like, yeah, we're all the guys ogling Vivi gross. Of course they were. But so it just makes me
it just makes me appreciate that the Netflix show actually did dial down Sanji's perviness to he's just gentlemanly and chivalrous instead.
Yeah, and let's see. But Luffy remembers he has something to do and invites Vivi to come along with him. And as they run across town, they're spotted by Robin. And meanwhile, Zoro manages to run into Buggy, who feeds him. And because of that, Zoro's indebted to him. Including
him just consuming the lobster.
Yeah.
Like, just
I forgot about
crunchy
that.
crunch.
Like, shelling everything.
Yeah, I've reacted strongly. It's like, he ate a whole ass lobster, shells and all. I mean, like, look, even on my, like, hungriest, I would never try that.
I mean, fucking... The fucking clown clan, however you want to refer to them, they They are obviously kind of like a Yakuza-y. They even call Buggy Oyabun. But are like call the way that he eats monstrous. So
Yeah.
when the people who are keeping a literal lion think that you eat weird.
Yeah, not to mention this lion. Like at the end of the first half of this, they were all retreating with like Richie carrying them in like a big satchel.
Yeah.
On his like he was carrying it in his mouth, but he's carrying everybody else, the entire clan on his back.
Yeah. So
when that freaks them out, you that says everything.
All right. So the next
Luffy,
thing, you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
You do it. Sorry to interrupt.
All right. All right. So it turns out that what Luffy's little thing that he was doing was that he is fishing with the neighborhood children who are roles filled by the original Usopp pirates and Rika.
Onion, carrot, and fuck, I forgot the third. Onion, carrot. Damn it! I don't remember the third one.
Fuck me. Yeah, I remember. And I gotta look this up right now. It's gonna.
I'm already I'm in the process of it.
Yeah, it is.
Onion, carrot, and pepper.
Yeah.
My God.
Even looks like a pepper. How could I forget that?
Yeah, and the skull and crossbones make it even imply like a hot pepper.
Yeah. All right. So they are attempting to fish, and first the children are mocking Luffy because he apparently is very bad at fishing, and it turns out that he does throw a lure in and he gets a bite. I put that in quotations so you cannot see that. Because when he pulls it out of the water, it's like half of a broken, like a cart. My man clearly is not very good at fishing.
Yeah, when I saw that happen, I heard like whatever music you hear when you catch like a tire or a can or a boot in Animal Crossing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids just laugh hysterically at him. Luffy manages to try to convince Vivi to fish with them, but when she sees live bait, she's like, and claims that when they kind of make fun of her, like, wow, Vivi's even stupider than us, so she didn't know that's what fish ate. She claims, well, the fish in the castle don't eat that. And they're like, the castle? The fuck? Like, what the hell does that mean, lady?
But before they can react, let's see. Was this the part where Usopp came in because the wanted poster?
Yes, but this was a cut to a separate scene.
Oh, okay.
He came into the if I recall, to the
Pinwheel.
Yeah, Pinwheel, and showed it to Sanji and Nami, and they couldn't figure out like what Vivi was wanted for, because it was more like a missing poster.
Yeah, but it was framed like a wanted poster, because I've seen wanted
Yeah.
There's a later arc that takes place in a similar setting that where a character had a wanted poster. It looked just like this.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for them to mistake this as a wanted poster as opposed to a missing persons one.
Yeah, and the language was ambiguous from the sound of it. But
yep.
Sanji did not like the suggestion that Vivi's intent might be untoward. And
how dare you? Pretty women can be evil.
An unfortunate thread to his character that he never learned the lesson from. And kicked Usopp through the wall. So,
yeah, right next to a one that he had just patched up.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
To the utter horror of the lucky cat.
I was just about to say, like, if we favorite scene, one of my nominees is probably going to be the background artist went out of their way to make the lucky cat that's in the restaurant freak out at that. You never see this happen again.
Yeah.
This is a unique background for that very shot.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, after the children depart, we cut back to the pond. It's Zoro kind of comes out and is like, "Look, I'm sorry, I don't have anything against you. I just have to like pay off a debt." And that's when all of the other clown family come out behind him, and we get a pretty good Zoro versus Luffy fight,
which the manga and one terrible movie deprived us of.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, like like the one in the manga is based on a misunderstanding, and I barely remember what that one in the movie was like.
It's because of like some stupid hypnosis thing with like the guy that had the cursed holy sword, and he had hypnotized like several Marines and several bounty hunters to be on his side for some. It was fucking dumb. I want to forget movie 5 ever happened.
Yeah. So let's see here.
It's not the worst of the movies, but God, it's like on the bottom rung.
And Mesame's fear of his own attacks as well. And
of course,
they fear everyone but Buggy. And oh yeah, you was about to say? Sorry.
Yeah. Let's say, of course, they do defeat everyone but Buggy. And who is defeated when a terrifying, unknown, beautiful arm pops out of his chest and sets him on fire.
Well, he sets a certain part of him on fire.
Yeah. Go ahead, John.
He lights his fucking nuts on fire.
Yeah.
And then this prompts him to jump into the river and then never be seen again because, I mean, I don't know if that's connected to the seawater, but you don't see him again after that. So I'm left to assume, he's out after that.
R.I.P. to both Buggy and his balls.
We'll see you in the sequels that they have of these.
Obviously, it was Robin who is just kind of chilling up in a tree.
We never really even got what her role is in this is either. She just kind of shows up.
Yeah, I figured she was somehow connected to Vivi in the castle somehow, and
that's kind of the impression that I got because she said when she first saw her that she found her, and then at the end when Vivi had gone out of the castle again, she was helping Ingram fake that she was still there. But I don't want to skip ahead too far.
Ingram is her uncle in this, and he
no, she just calls him G.
Oh,
that's just a way that younger people refer to older people in Japanese.
The subtitles like to be.
Yeah, they kind of did.
No, I mean the word translates to uncle.
Okay,
but it's not doesn't have the same connotation necessarily.
We could just call him Uncle Iggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean relation. It's the same way that you call older people that you don't know brother or sister.
So Uncle Iggy assumes that Luffy was the one who kidnapped her, and angrily it tells him to let her go.
But unhand her, knave. I'm like, my hand's not even on her.
But it turns out Vivi actually left the castle in secret to see what life was life outside of it, because her uncle never let her go out on her own because of how dangerous it is.
And he's like, well, if that was how you felt, then why didn't you ask? It's like, I did several times, and you said no every time.
Yeah.
So anyway, we cut to a scene of her, of what appears to be Vivi, playing on that, what's the name of that instrument? And the one I
want to say a shamisen or something.
Yeah.
If it's not a shamisen, it's something else.
Yeah, shamisen. But turns out it's actually Ikaram in disguise, while Robin uses her arms to play Ada music. Which
I love
gotta
that we
kick
keep I love that we keep the gag of Igaram dressing as Vivi for some reason going. This is like, if you count the manga, the third time.
What baffles me is that anybody would believe it. Viewed from afar, his body type is not exactly.
That's the only reason.
Similar.
That is the only reason I find it entertaining, is because they fall for it every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way I feel about Jumba and Pleakley's terrible human disguises in the Lilo and Stitch movies and show. They're awful disguises, but they fool everybody every time.
And let's see, and the episode ends there with Vivi enjoying the day outside the palace.
Yeah, they're playing tops. They're playing Beyblade before Beyblade was invented.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Bless you. Luffy even tries to let it rip by cheating with the gum powers he has, but they all deride him, and then he just plays normally.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. Very simple. Lot more comedy focused than action focused, but I still had a great time.
Yeah, same here. Like, some of the decisions were weird, but
mostly involving Sanji.
Yeah.
I also thought that some of the decisions involving Zoro and his role in things, especially him like not being a major player at all until like the second half, was a little strange.
Yeah, well, fortunately, this was a hit in the ratings, so that when they did filler episodes and didn't know what to do, they made more of these. So we get to. So if anyone is interested at a later time, I think I know when in this series lineup I'll want to do this, because there are certain villains from 2 or 3 arcs from now that star prominently in it. So I think around then, because also they have to add like 1 or 2 more Straw Hats to the crew before I can do those episodes. But yeah,
including a very special boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of my personal favorites too. Yeah, so we'll definitely do these again. I think what we'll do is when we get to that point, we'll do like a super episode about the 3 of them. I think they did no more than 3 of these, but I would love for them to return to this if they ever decided, because like the Wano arc, which is way off.
One cannot help but wonder if this had any influence on Oda eventually going towards the Wano arc.
I think Oda said he always had that plan, but I think that just made the itch even harder to scratch. But I guess probably they won't now, because there's a whole arc dedicated to that. But this was still fun, and I would like to see how the rest of it holds up. But that being said, that's going to do it for our summary. But now we have our categories. So who was the MVP, the most valuable pirate in this special? Does anybody have any ideas of who that might be?
I think we should let our guest go first. Luffy?
Yes, I agree.
I wanted to think on it for a moment.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go first.
Okay, I'm gonna say Luffy.
Well, it's named after him. No shit.
Yeah. I mean, he not only is he basically just, as always, just kick Buggy's ass multiple times.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say Robin.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good one.
Despite having a very small role in the overarching story, she was the one to actually take out Buggy for real at the end. Possibly murder him. We don't know.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
Especially with how she used her henna fruit powers to just snag his torch and burn him with it.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Chopper.
Why I said possibly murder.
I'm gonna go with Chopper.
Huh.
Chopper was the first of the peasant folk to stand up to Buggy.
Yeah, fair point.
Very good choice.
Because I can't say Luffy, you fucking took it. All right, I think everybody might be in agreement, or maybe not, on who the least valuable pirate was. I'm gonna go first. Usopp. He lost to the one villain that Chopper beat easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and then tried to tell Chopper that he beat 100 men.
He didn't even beat one. He didn't even
Not
beat
even a guy.
He didn't even beat the stupidest character in the entire series.
Okay, and mind if I go next? Because I have a feeling I'm going to might steal Luffy's answer. Least valuable pirate.
So you want to
You want to steal from
me?
You want to steal from the guest.
All right, good points. All right, Luffy, you can go. You can go.
Yeah, it's Sanji.
Of course.
Guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a creep throughout this entire special, even more so than usual.
Aside from taking out the Buggy's men, the second encounter, he was just a detriment to the whole thing.
Yeah, and I unfortunately, I've said it time and time again. I don't handle pervert characters like that very well. I don't like the way that it's just kind of blown off as comedy, especially because a lot of the time it's just straight up sexual harassment, and it's just like. It's sad because I do think that Sanji could be a very interesting character without all of that.
Yeah, and like I've said many a time before, Netflix, the people behind the Netflix show figured out how to do that, to amplify Sanji's strengths while seemingly eliminating his weaknesses.
Well, surprisingly, Luffy didn't steal mine. The one I'm naming for this category is unfortunately Nami.
Yeah, you know what? She got one up on the previous episode because of her quick negotiation skills with Ratchet, but she didn't use them here.
No, they relegated her to the damsel in distress because for some reason they don't know how to write Nami in these specials and movies.
That's not entirely true. We just watched one where the director did.
All right.
Sometimes Oda doesn't know how to write Nami or any other woman. Like, I would love if his female characters had a little bit more agency sometimes.
I will tell you, and I won't tell you which one. I know, unfortunately, of one more movie where Nami is the damsel in distress, but I do know of a movie that comes later after that where you will actually be shocked who the damsel in distress is.
Nice.
Well, even when I saw that movie, I was like, really? That's who you picked? Okay, interesting. But that's for, I don't know how many years it's going to take us to get there. And I won't say which movie it is either, but those of you in the audience, I think you know which one I'm referring to. I don't think we have to have the fights for this one, because there really only was one, and we're all going to say that one. Mm-hmm. But
yeah.
All right, I'm using my right of host to pick the best scene. Mine is Robin lighting Buggy's balls on fire.
Ah, damn! You took mine.
Damn.
Because just Robin didn't even get a proper introduction yet, and all of a sudden there's just an arm on his, and he stares at it for a bit, and then he realizes his nuts are on fire, and then jumps in the river. Like, it wasn't even established that Robin could do that yet, so it was just out of nowhere, which added to the comedy for me.
Yeah, he was startled by the arm, and then the arm dropped fire on him.
There are other funnier scenes than that, guys, so I didn't take all of them. I just took the best one.
You want to go next, Luffy?
I like the upset Luffy cat when Usopp was kicked through the wall.
Oh, that was not a good one.
Funny.
That was like maybe my third choice. I'll wait to hear if Austen picks my second choice before I say what it is.
Okay, my choice for the best scene was when Luffy gets kicked out of Pinwheel, sent flying by Onami. Fuck it, I'll just call him Nami. And
yeah, that wasn't my second choice. Do you know what my second choice?
He passes through the roof and just lands in a whole ship like a silhouette, like Wile E. Coyote.
Yep. That was not my second choice. Do you know what my second choice was going to be?
What?
When Gadatsu rolled his eyes behind his head and punched Usopp by accident.
Yeah.
Because it reminded, I was thinking about picking that one because it reminded me of a story my dad once told. My dad, may he rest in peace, unfortunately had night terrors. And some of his night terror stories were funny. One that he would always tell me is that like he would picture himself in like a kung fu action movie, and then he'd be accosted by these two guys in suits, like like Men in Black style, and they would threaten him, and he would attack the one who didn't threaten him, and that sent me over the moon laughing. And I'm like, he's like, you hit the guy who didn't even threaten you. So it reminded me of that. But I think the scene with Robin lighting Buggy's balls on fire was funnier. There's just the timing on it. I would have picked the Gadatsu thing, but it happened so fast. I had to remember that Gadatsu rolled his eyes behind his head, but it was like paced out perfectly for the lighting Buggy on fire one. Well, since we're skipping by best fights for this one, review the villain of the villain. It's fucking Buggy the Clown. How could I not love him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buggy the Clown is like one of the best One Piece villains ever.
And honestly, he's barely a villain to me. He's just like, I love him deeply because he's like the worst possible villain. He's so bad at it. He just fails upwards in the villain world.
Yes.
And that's why I love him so.
Buggy's entire story arc is all about failing upwards. Austen, look forward to that.
Yeah.
We are not done with Buggy at all. No, we far from it.
Looking forward to that.
And then the last category before our score is rate the opening and ending. I love Kokoro no Chizu. It's one of my favorite openings. It's not in my top 5, but it's in my top 10. I love that one. And of course, there's the family ending, which is it's one of those insert songs that the Straw Hats sing together about how there's more than friends, they're family. We've talked about that one in a previous one before, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
yes,
the songs were nice. They were both pretty mellow songs.
Yeah, easy listening.
Yeah, it's perfect though for the arc because like the Kokoro no Chizu is the opening throughout the entire Water 7 arc and the Davy Backfight arc. So it's perfect. It's a bit more melancholy because of all the drama that takes place in the middle of Water 7.
Yeah, fair.
And that brings us to the fruit score. Who won? Actually, I'm gonna give this first to our guest. To how would you rate this special?
Out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Whatever score you want. It's all made up, and it's just your final thoughts as well.
I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 out of 5.
That's
I liked it, but it was a little. I feel like if it had a little bit more time to work with, they could have fleshed out where they wanted the characters, like within their like AU, a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And the first and second half were just a little disjointed from one another, but I can see why it got people excited and they wanted like more. And I would be interested to see if future specials kind of rounded out those rough edges a little bit. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel like this could have been like an hour special where we get like a little I don't need a big thing, but like a little bit about like the characters' origin in this universe and like where they stand. Like maybe a little something introducing them before we get to the part of them Luffy eating Nami and Sanji out of house and home.
Yeah, kind of like even if that's where they wanted to start, I think that they should have kind of started maybe with the stuff with Vivi. I think that this they should have set that up as the overall arc of the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe just rearranging the story around a little bit.
Yeah, it just kind of it felt like the parts were very separate from one another, and I think that it would have worked better with like a solid singular storyline. Yeah,
well, they have to air their commercials, so they divided them up.
Yeah.
Austen?
Yeah, 3.5 sounds about right. I love the idea of this being an alternate universe One Piece if it was Edan Japan. But if it felt rushed and some of the choices they made kind of confused me. Mainly with the interpretation of the characters in the worlds.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more generous and give it a 4 because like this is the better of the 4 specials we've watched up to this point. Although flawed, was far more interesting and memorable because whenever I talked with Austen about or anybody about doing the One Piece specials, the first one that always pops in my mind is this one. I never think about the other 3. when I think about the other three, I go, oh yeah, those exist.
Yeah.
I always remember the historical boss Luffy one because I remember really enjoying it. And when we played Like a Dragon Ishin on the channel, I thought, oh, this is the exact same concept as this, except Ishin was literally adapting a real historical event. But this wasn't. It was just adapting a historical time.
Yeah.
But
it was clearly using a setting, which is like, I mean, anybody who has ever read or written fanfic knows that that's half the fun of an AU is slotting the characters into, a whole different setting.
Yeah, it is not by any means perfect. I've got my issues with it, mostly involving Sanji. But I did really enjoy it. And if I'm ever bored and wanted to put on like a One Piece something, chances are it's going to be this. And also, again, the people behind it even recognize that this was pretty popular with people, so that they made 3 more of these as filler episodes, which, yeah, I think it would be fun to cover those because the main criticism that the 3 of us have is that it's not super developed. So I think that maybe the further iterations of it expand upon that. So it's worth checking them out as like one super episode because
I think that would be fun.
Because they're filler episodes as opposed to specials, like when the anime went on break because of, y'all know what the purpose of filler episodes were until the anime industry seemingly got rid of them. Or were for. So when I think it's appropriate, and I think it's a couple of arcs from now, I will do like one super episode with the 3 of us again, and we'll just see how that goes from there. So that's going to do it for this review special of Binging the Devil's Fruits. Thank you guys all so much for listening. And if you were only here for the free episode and you want to hear our reactions to it in real time, consider supporting us on Patreon for just $3 a month. Not only do you get access to episodes before they go out the week before, you also get access to our commentary tracks. You can watch along with us. But until then, thank you, Prince Luffy, once again for joining us. We will have you on again for the next one and maybe even other movies. We have a couple of movies left. Oh, shit.
And
I nearly forgot. Finish your thought first. I just forgot something.
I did tell you that when you guys come to Fishman Island, I do kind of want to be there.
That's not a problem. I don't think we're going to be there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
There was one thing I forgot. So, Austen, last episode, we did a tier ranking for the movies.
Oh, shit.
And while in between recordings, I tried to find one for the specials. There is not one that has the specials by themselves. I had to find one that has the movies and the specials together. So we're going to do a modified tier list for this one. The only problem is there is no F. So I'm going to have you all help me with new tier makers. So, Austen, you originally put Clockwork Island Adventure, the one that Prince Luffy first was on for, in F, but we put it in D. And so there's no F. So I put all the ones you put in D and F together.
Can't you add a tier?
You can make one, but I do not have the time. Okay, it's recording now. So, per our last episode, Austen had to put Baron Omatsuri in the Secret Island. The last episode you were on an A, but because of the way things were arranged, I think it belongs in S. What do you think, Austen? Or should we put it back to A?
Oh, yeah.
You can put it in S.
Okay,
yeah,
so I think Prince Luffy is able to determine what we can do with movie 2 and movie 6, and we're all in agreement. Baron Omatsuri should be up in the area.
Yes.
Clockwork Island Adventure, the first one you were on, we put in D because it was had some interesting ideas. It was just
badly executed.
I also think the other reason that you would put it down there, Luffy, is because Sanji and Nami are in a bride and groom costume.
That drives me nuts, man.
Okay, so that being said, Austen, where would you rank? What was the first special we watched? It was Adventure in the Uncharted Oceans Naval. We watched this with Rudy. Where would you put that one?
I can barely remember what that was like.
That was the one where like there was like a sinkhole in the ocean and there was this whole town and like a whirlpool, and there was one it was like the skeleton captain joke.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm guessing it's going to be in D, huh?
Yeah, I can barely remember it, which so it just goes to show, yeah.
And Father's Huge Dream was the one about the giant clam.
Oh.
I barely remember that one myself.
Yeah, D again.
Okay, the other one we remember.
Oh.
The Last Great Performance.
Oh, it's the one with the pedophile.
No, that was Adventure. That was the Father's Huge Dream.
This was a stage show, right?
This was the one with the actor who was retiring and wanted to do one last show.
Let's see.
But he went up against this Marine who had a grudge against him.
I put that one in B, maybe.
Okay. All right. So all the other movies we have up to this point are locked. That just leaves the one we just watched. Where would everyone think we should put Boss Luffy Historical Special?
Maybe A?
A or B for me, but we don't have anything occupying A. This one stuck out of despite its flaws, it stuck out of my mind for decades. That's how much it stuck with me. Wait a minute, hold on. Does this thing have two of them? Okay.
No, I think that's the second one.
Detective Memoirs. Okay, you know what? Detective Memoirs is probably for the filler series that comes after this. Boss Luffy Historical Special is...
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm looking at the poster of Boss Luffy Historical Special. Detective Memoirs is the one we just watched. Because there are characters that Austen hasn't even met yet on the one I just grabbed earlier. All right, so where would we put this one? A?
A.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he stopped playing with my wire.
Buddy.
You didn't like Adventure in the Uncharted Table that much?
I thought it was
liked
fine. I didn't hate Austen. We should probably put that one on C. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I was gonna say I think it was
the Father's Huge Dream one was the guy with the hypnotic band and the girl's map. The map was on the girl's back.
Oh,
yeah, that one's
God.
D.
I remember feeling so uncomfortable on that scene.
Yeah, it was also a bad special too. Out of the 4 we've watched, that was the worst one.
Also, you guys are one of the first results. When you
so for now, until we watch another special or movie, which they, I remember what movie we're watching next.
What?
The very first abridged arc one episode of Alabasta.
Oh, no.
The movie that got localized in the West.
Oh, no.
But not by 4Kids. 4Kids never did any of the movies. This was by Funimation.
Okay.
But I have no problems with the dub. I have a problem with the movie's existence at all. That's the problem I have. But
I just never understood why they made the abridged versions of arcs like that. I don't know.
Probably because the original stories were doing so poorly at the box office, maybe. But then Oda got involved in the writing of them, and then just got better from there, which they did. Once Oda started putting his hands in the stories, then they got better. Which we unfortunately have 2 more movies before that happens. All right, so that's going to do it for the rank. So currently our rank now is tier Baron Monstering the Secret Island. A, the special we just watched, the Detective Memoirs of Chief Straw Hat Luffy. B, Dead Adventure, the one we watched with Maddox and Lift Queen. Giant Mechanical Soldier of Karakuri Castle, the movie we watched last episode. The Protect the Last Great Performance was the special before this one. C, One Piece the movie, mostly because it has a racist caricature in it. Adventure in the Uncharted Ocean's Naval, while not bad, just largely unmemorable except for the villain. D, Clockwork Island Adventure. Not the worst movie, but not all that great either. Chopper's Kingdom on the Island of Strange Animals, which really was just the Chopper vehicle. They really wanted to get in on marketing him so badly. Cursed Holy Sword, which while had great animation and music, was boring as shit. And Father's Huge Dream. Or as I like to call it, a Father's huge red flag.
That just sounds picky.
So that's and I haven't watched is everything else because we haven't gotten there yet. All right, well that's going to do it for this episode of Pinching the Truth. Thank you again to Prince Luffy for joining us. We will have you again either on a movie or when we get to Fishman Island. Won't be Won't be for a couple of years, it seems like. Thank you guys again. I already did the spiel about Patreon. I have been John Mugiwara Jam.
I've been Chad Pimna, trying to prevent Buddy from biting on my headphone wires.
And I've been Prince Luffy.
And remember, when binging the devil's fruits, make sure to eat slowly. I don't have a bit for this. Oh, shit. I always look at these on the fly, and I'm like, oh, no.
Binging the devil's fruit, make sure it's not plugged into any laptops. And more importantly, you should be tuned on the first place, buddy.
Oh, and I nearly forgot. Be sure to join us next time for episode 85 of the manga, where we will be covering I'm doing this as it's opening up on my end, episode 85, where we'll be covering chapters 375 to 380. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye.
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 Thank you for binging The Devil's Fruit with us today. If you'd like to enhance your binging experience even further, for just $3 a month, not only do you get access to episodes 1 week before they go live for the public, you also get exclusive access to our commentary tracks for our One Piece anime movie special reviews on our Patreon. The review episodes themselves will always be free to all listeners, but if you want the commentary tracks, that's patreon.com/superbonusround. Thanks for your support.